Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We have just released our July drop. We've got the brand new Rangers Warrior t-shirts, along with the No One Likes Us, We Don't Care tees. Do browse the new collection by going down into the link in the description, or go to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the end of July, so if you haven't already hit that big red button, please consider doing so. And in return, I'll keep you on the straight and narrow of everything with regards to Rangers Football Club this summer. Like the big news we have for you this morning, Rangers have acquired signing number 8, that being Jose Cifuentes. Yes, Jose Cifuentes has been well talked about on this channel over the last couple of weeks. We brought to you the news a couple of weeks back, actually, that Rangers had agreed a pre-contract agreement with Cifuentes as his contract expires at LAFC at the end of the year. So Rangers were going to be getting him in January. However, I said Rangers were actively working on a deal to try and land the player this summer. However, LAFC were sort of being a bit reluctant. Rangers weren't really matching their demands. And I did say this week really would be a huge week for it, as the MLS is starting to go on break. And now we have got confirmation that Rangers have finalized the deal and are matching the fee that LAFC want. And it is a done deal, and he will be joining Glasgow Rangers this summer. This comes from The Athletic out in America. The US reporters are stating that Rangers have finalized agreements with LAFC, and as I said, this will make sure he is signing number 8 of the summer transfer window for Rangers. Again, this is a perfect signing, a player that we've been crying out for. I think is one of the missing pieces, him, a centre-back and a striker, and I think then we're done with this sort of rebuild. A lot of experience, a winner, of course, winning the MLS Cup last season and the Supporters' Shield and all the rest of it. Good numbers to his game as well, and well sought after as well, and it looks like a player that is keen to be playing for a club like Rangers, ready to make that jump up. And do you want to know something else about this player? I want you to understand as well why I do think he's a fantastic addition. There's been so much noise over this last summer about him potentially moving to Rangers. We know that he's wanted to move to Rangers, but the player has not once down tools, not once tried to force his way out. Sometimes you get players like this, so an ultimate professional, and that's the sort of stuff I like to see, because hopefully the player goes on, does really, really well at Rangers, and then obviously there's other clubs that want to try and pay big money for his services. That would sort of reflect how well he would have done at Rangers. And if he's a player that has a history of downing tools to get what he wants, he showed ultimate professionalism. So hopefully, as I say, that sort of standard could return later on down the years. So a good quality player. Not just in terms of what he can do in the middle of the park, but an ultimate professional as well. Really, really going with it. And as I say, it does look like he has got the move. And as I say, he will be joining up with the rest of the team to be Rangers' 8th summer signing after Rangers have finalised a fee with LAFC. Very, very exciting stuff there. Probably one of them, if this is Danilo and Jose Cifuentes, probably the two most exciting signings of this summer transfer window, but certainly one that I'm really looking forward to seeing at the football club. It is said the fee is around £1 million. Again, I'll get confirmation for you on that on a later date, but that's what it does look like. But Rangers need not to worry, as Jose Cifuentes is on his way to Glasgow Rangers this summer. Very, very, very exciting stuff indeed. Now, Jose Cifuentes' first sort of involvement with Rangers, or at least one of the first involvement with Rangers, could be those Champions League qualifiers. We did find out yesterday who Rangers were going to be playing in the Champions League qualifiers. That's, of course, the winner of the qualifying round 2 tie between Servette from Switzerland and Genk from Belgium. And basically, in this sort of part of the video, I want to give you a bit of a background between these two teams, because probably you've heard of one, you've probably maybe never heard of the other, but let's discuss these teams in detail and I'll give you a bit of an overall about them after the draw yesterday. But yeah, so basically, as I said, Rangers will play them on the third qualifier on first leg 8th to the 9th of August, the second leg being the 15th of August. Rangers, when they do go to the playoff round, and of course if they get past the playoff round, then of course qualify for the group stages of the Champions League. But let's discuss the first team that Rangers could play. That's of course Cifuentes. So Cifuentes are a Geneva-based side that finished second in the Swiss Super League last year, but are under new management in the form of René Weiler, who returned to Switzerland following spells in Egypt and Japan. Cifuentes endured major financial problems in the early part of the century and were absent from European football for the best part of 2 decades. Recent forays in Europe have not been successful. They lost 1-0 to Reims in the second qualifying round of the Europa League in 2020-2021 and were defeated 3-2 on aggregate to Molde at the same stage of the Europa Conference League qualifying the following season. So again, Cifuentes not really renowned within Europe, if you like. Again, they did well in a decent division. I do think the Swiss Super League is pretty good division, good level. But as I said, Rangers should certainly be winning that tie. But there's a little bit of a background about Cifuentes and what they've recently done within Europe. As you can see, they're no European powerhouses and certainly not a side that Rangers should be getting beaten by at this stage of the competition. Now, as I say, they will be playing Genk, and Genk are the favourites. We of course want Swiss side Cifuentes to win the tie. However, more than likely, Genk from Belgium are going to win it. So here's a bit about Genk that you need to know. So Genk topped the Belgian Pro League last season, but lost out in the playoffs. So they finished, they have a weird old division. They finished top of their sort of league, and then they sort of play a few games to determine who wins the actual trophy itself. But they lost on the final day in some crazy drama, which St. Antwerp win it. They have enjoyed recent domestic success, winning the title in 2019 and finishing runners-up in 2021. They also won the Belgian Cup in 2021 after losing finalists 3 years earlier. Genk were in the Europa League group stage 2 seasons ago, finishing bottom of their group, despite claiming 5 points, one of them following a 2-2 draw with West Ham. They went straight into the Champions League group stage 4 years ago, but only managed 1 point from games against RB Salzburg, Napoli and Liverpool. So they're not really, as I say, again, not really massive European history. However, certainly a side that's done well in Belgium over the last few years. And as I said in yesterday's video, a team that's probably the hardest ones out of those third qualifying rounds of who we could have got. But as I said, we should fear no foe, as the motto goes, and Rangers should be beating either Cifuentes or Genk going into the third qualifying round, and hopefully we can make it to the Champions League group stage. But guys, I want to know your thoughts on the big news, of course, today, that being in regards to Jose Cifuentes, that Rangers have agreed a deal, and it does look like he is going to be Rangers' 8th signing of the summer and will join up with the rest of the boys imminently. So you do let me know your thoughts on this acquisition down there in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.